Yeah, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. And what I wanted to do today is, in this video, I just wanted to show you guys a couple of dogfights I recently recorded and give some commentary, or, well, actually not really commentary, um, more like text based, I guess you could say. So, basically like Adam's videos, Adam, the Engine Nerd, or Adam514, as you might know him, who does Warfighter videos and explains what he's doing and why he's doing that via text in the video. That's basically what I'm gonna do. So we do have a couple of interesting dogfights here. 2 or 3, if I recall correctly, with flat scissors, which in my opinion is one of the harder maneuvers to do, especially in WAD, because it's not as easy to keep your eye on the enemy as you do those flat scissors, and you gotta know exactly where he's at, and you gotta look left and right, kind of how I'm doing it here, and you gotta keep your eyes on him as you do that, as you look left and right. It's actually much easier, and that's actually one of those things I would say that are easier in War Thunder, while I do prefer first over third person, and while I do actually say that it's easier, I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but I do say that when it comes to maneuvers such as flat scissors, I do actually say third person is easier, because you can keep your eyes on the enemy as you do flat scissors the whole time in third person. In first person you cannot, unless you have a, actually not even a, no, you cannot. You have to look left and right whenever you change the direction. You have to respot them basically, so there is a likelihood you will lose them, and then you can only estimate, which can work but is risky. So yeah, that's one of the maneuvers I would say that are probably the hardest in WAD. It's definitely a very advanced maneuver. It's a maneuver you do if you have an enemy right on you and you need to get them away, or like you need him to overshoot badly. Best thing to do is flat scissors, because you don't lose too much energy while still increasing your you increase your flight path, which means that if the enemy doesn't want to overshoot, he has to either cut his airspeed accordingly, or he has to directly follow your flight path, which is next to impossible, and it's actually impossible if his roll rate is slower than yours. So it is a pretty good maneuver in order to get an enemy off you. So in this video I'm going to explain how you do it, or at least I'm trying to. Also going to show you a couple of different scenarios. You will also see a little bit of bullshit when you will see how the 190's engine will get sniped from just like 3 bullets to the engine, and the engine will go out, which is actually pretty bull, because, well, 190's engine was at least the 190A's engine with BMW 801. That one was known for very high durability because of the oil radiator being inside of the engine, not outside like with any other plane, and also because of the fan, the cooling fan the 190 had, or the 190's engine had, I should say. A lot less surface of the 190's engine was exposed to the air and to potential enemy gunfire than let's say with a P-47, which had pretty much its entire engine surface completely exposed. Well, with the 190 it only had a minimum of the engine surface exposed. And if you wanted to destroy the engine, you would first have to get past the cooling fan, either shoot through the blades or destroy the blades, assuming you can even hit them, because, well, the surface is very low. So it would either take a multiple second burst right on the engine to kill it, or you would have to shoot with a very large caliber gun at it. If you only have a 50 cal firing maybe, let's say, like 3 or 6 rounds at it, well, maybe the cylinders or the blades of the cooling fan are going to be scratched, but nowhere in hell is the engine going to die. However, that's exactly what happens later on. So you will see that as well. After a pretty good flat scissoring dogfight, you will just see the engine sniping cancer of the 190. Although you do see me win a dogfight because of it as well later on in an LA5. However, in an LA5 it is a little bit more justified since, well, the LA5 uses 50 cals. Over the dogfight I lost to a P40, and getting your engine sniped by a P40 in a 190 in just a little few second burst is kind of bullshit. So yeah, I would like to mention that. Yeah, you will see that as well. Yeah, anyway, that's just what I can remember on the top of my head. Also, yeah, you will see me in an LA5 raid fighting a 190 later on. This is also quite interesting. All the LAs, both of the Lavoshkins, can raid fight every German fighter, without any exceptions. Even the LA5 can raid fight the 190A3. Okay, probably not the 190A4, but the 190A4's turn radius is so bad. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it could even raid fight the A4. I don't want to place my bets on it. But it can raid fight the A3. It can raid fight the 109G, even the G2, which did surprise me. Well, the G6 and G10, we don't talk about those. Yeah, LA5, actually pretty amazing non-OP raid fighter I might add. Of course, the LA7 raid fights absolutely everything into the ground. It's basically like the F14 of frickin' odd. Just raid fights everything. But the LA5 is like the non-OP raid fighter. The thing is, the LA5's turn rate is not overperforming. It's just that all German fighters have an either underperforming turn radius or turn rate. The 193 and the G2, 109 G2 do have an underperforming turn rate. However, the turn radius is okay, I would say. Yeah, turn rate is definitely alright. Like, with the elevator authority and everything, yeah, that's okay. With the 109, what was it? No, 109, the 198.4. That one is the other way around. It has a very underperforming turn radius, but for some reason it turns a lot worse. I don't know why. It is basically just an A3 with a stronger engine. All it should do is be a little bit faster, climb a little bit quicker, have a slightly better turn rate, and about the same turn radius. However, what it does is that it's a lot faster, climbs a lot better, has a much larger turn radius, and a much better turn rate. Which is kinda exaggerated. It almost feels like a Dora, honestly, without performance. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, that one is the other way around. It has an overperforming turn rate, but an underperforming turn radius. So yeah, all the German planes have it fucked up in some way. That's why the LA5 can raid fight the A3. Now, don't get me wrong, the LA5 with its lower wing loading, equal thrust to weight ratio, and slats should have better should have a better turn rate than the 198.3, which is heavier and has a higher wing loading. However, the difference should not be as extreme as it is portrayed in WOD, and that's just a general problem of WOD. Things are often exaggerated. It might be correct in its root or in what fan is trying to model, but it's very exaggerated. Yeah, a PvP1 should be fast, but it should not be going 500 miles in a straight line. Like what? So yeah, that's basically what I mean. Or 450 miles still. So yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. So yeah, basically, buff the 109 and not 109, 198 freeze turn rate by a little bit. Leave the turn radius as it is. Just buff the turn rate by a little bit. Same for the G2. And yeah, I mean everyone knows the issue with the G6 and G10. For some reason they roll too fast, and they bleed energy really quickly. They're really slow, and they climb really slow as well. Basically, they don't have any characteristics that a 109 should have. So yeah, an entire flight model rework for those would be necessary. But yeah, everyone knows this. Alright, that's enough for me. Enough voiceover for now. I'm just going to show you the dogfights, and yeah, just read the comments on it if you're interested in picking something up. You just want to enjoy the dogfights. That's totally fine as well. Enjoy the dogfights, enjoy the music, lay back, relax, and leave a like on it. Subscribe for more, and leave a comment on what you think of the video.